Yes, and welcome back. This is the Sports Check with me, Bernardo Kumu. I'm joined by Ronnie Lusigi, the president of the Esports Federation of Kenya. Karibu sana, Ronnie. You know, it's been quite a moment since we last spoke, but a lot has been happening, Ronnie. You know, the qualification for FIFAe World Cup. Let's begin there. How far is Kenya in the, you know, in its quest to qualify for this prestigious tournament, you know, which will be like, you know, it will break new grounds for esports in the country.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bernard, for having me. And I thank you once again for giving Esports Kenya Federation a platform to share what we do and to raise awareness amongst also other Kenyans. So yeah, rightfully so, we have entered into a partnership with Football Kenya Federation and it's something we are doing in other federations also, because now all international sports bodies are having an esports segment. The FIFAe has it, FIFA has it, FIBA has it. So what we do as a federation is we enter into partnerships with the relevant federations to ensure we give our young people who are talented in this an opportunity to do that. So it has been a year-long conversation with FKF, and it culminated in us having a partnership that has allowed for the first time Kenya to participate in the FIFAe competition. FIFAe is normally organized by FIFA. I think it's now the 9th or 10th edition, where every year they do a FIFAe World Cup. So the qualification starts with the FIFAe Nations League, which we have to play across 3 rounds. And we have registered Kenya for the Rocket League, for the eFootball on mobile, and eFootball on PlayStation.
That's on the console. Yes. And how important was it that you have FKF involved in this? Yet I know that esports had already had a pool of players having been around, you know, organized tournaments, you know, number of players already. You had like a pool of players who are out there. So how did you have to work with FKF in you know, in I'll say maybe sanctioning, you know, whatever that you were doing?
Yeah, you know, sport is in the spirit of partnership. And as sport is evolving and diversifying, you need these partnerships. I believe they have one with futsal, they have one with people in beach sport. And it was only necessary because at Esports Federation, we have the technical know-how of running esports competitions, and we sanction esports competitions in the country. On the other hand, FKF, being a FIFA member, you know, all competitions run under FIFA are mandated to be done by FKF. So it was really, the synergies were really right for us to work together. And I'd like to congratulate also FKF because they've given us that enabling environment to execute this. And as we speak now, we can also see the results is there. The FIFAe Nations League will have qualifiers across 3 weeks, and the top 8 in Africa will go to a location that FIFA is going to announce soon for a continental championship. And
the journey has begun already?
The journey has begun. In early April, we started the eFootball console, week 1, where we finished in the semi-final place. So in the consistency ranking points, which determines the top 8 countries, in the eFootball on console, we are placed 3rd. So that's already a strong foot forward. We did last week the Rocket League, and again there we are placed 5th after getting to the quarterfinal. And tomorrow we are starting the eFootball Mobile, which I believe we are even stronger. eFootball Mobile, remember we have one of the top 5 players in the continent in Hannington Kiplagat, who did well in January in Morocco, and we have a lot of emerging talent in that. So I believe very much, again, tomorrow we are going to be having a positive start. And the goal is that in all of these 3 rounds of the FIFAe Nations League, we get to the semi-final. Because once you do that, it means at the end of the 3 rounds, the consistency ranking points, you'll not start taking your calculator as some fans who don't like Arsenal now are doing, and saying lose here, score this and score that.
Need this number of aggregate goals.
I think it's in our hands, and we like it when it's good in sport to place the responsibility in your hands to do your job and not to expect another person
control to do your own fate.
As we want to do the job on our own.
Yeah, but you better be ready with for such situations as well.
Yes, we better be ready, but we believe going on the front foot. We have a very talented pool. Tomorrow in eFootball Mobile, we have a pair of Hannington Kiplagat We have Bukhari Kasim,
Yes.
we have Abdul Basit, and we have Franklin. These are the top 4 players in the country, and they've been competing well. We've been fortunate also to have friendlies with top countries.
Yes.
The world champion from Thailand, we had friendlies with them, courtesy of our partnership with their federations. As we speak right now, they're having a friendly with Malaysia. You know, it's afternoon right now in Malaysia.
Yes.
They are now online friendlies in Malaysia. They've had also friendlies with Indonesia. And so we've given them the best preparation, and the confidence is also there among the boys. As you saw in the console, again, our team was beating giants,
Sure.
Egypt, Senegal, Nigeria, and what have you.
Yep.
These are teams our team was beating, and on paper, perhaps the ranking, they were higher than us, but it just shows you the intent is there, the talent is there, and I believe for us, because sometimes online has its challenges. Now that the qualifier is online, as I've said, the goal is to go to semi-finals.
Yes.
So that you get the enough points to go for the Continental Championship. But once we go to the Continental Championship, where it is taking place in person, in the same studios, the same halls, on a level playing ground, I'm sure we are really in contention for the 2 African slots to go to the World Championship in Riyadh.
9th edition, 2 African slots, that's what something must happen, right? There must be an increase of the slots.
Yes, yes, because we are beginning. We also need to be cognizant that for FIFA, their first priority, of course, is the actual football.
Yes.
But you know, Gianni Infantino says football for all. So there's football for those who play on the beach, those who play on the screens, like our community.
Those who play indoors.
Yes, but the goal is how does Africa participate when it goes to the World Championship?
Yes.
I think over the last 2 editions, we've given a good account of ourselves. Morocco did make the final. And 2024, 2025 last year, Egypt made the semi-final, which shows you can compete. And I know when Kenya goes there, not if, but when Kenya goes to the World Championship in at least one category, we'll also give a good account. So that as we lobby for more slots, because it's a 12-team World Championship, the balance has to be there. As we lobby for more slots, we lobby through performance. As the best merit for asking for more slots.
And Kenya, you believe in the squad that you have paraded in this competition? How good are they?
Yes, there are a bunch of good players. As I've told you, Hannington Kiplagat did well in Morocco. He was actually just a few seconds away from eliminating the African top seed, Yassin, from Morocco. Our players like Bukhari Hassan have been doing well in the online global ladder, going up to around top 32 in the world. And I believe that as we go into this, one thing we have that perhaps others don't have, we have that chemistry. This team has been together for a longer time. Sometimes other nations were picking their teams a week, 2 or so. But for us, we ensured we finished the selection process in early March. So the team has been able to train together, to know each other, because it's a 2 versus 2 competition. So I believe the chemistry is very tight among our players, and the preparation has been good. And it's just now to hope for execution to also follow suit.
Yes, indeed. And maybe what would you accredit to the good performance in the the preliminary matches that Kenya posted really good results? What was the the maybe catalyst for such good performances?
It's a blend of talent that we have, experience, and also the preparation. Number one, I say experience because the Rocket League team, for example, 2 of our players were in Birmingham in 2022, playing in the Commonwealth Exhibition Championship. And you see that experience when they bring it here is not something that many in the African scene have it. I would say also talent in terms of the talent we've produced for example, eFootball console. There are people who many will consider the unknown players. So the element of surprise has also been there because we have gone for fresh talent. We did not pick you because of being a big name. We picked you because you've won the national championship. And that has given an air of unpredictability. Because now their opponents are used to waiting for Bernard. But now they see Ronnie show up. And they don't know how to deal with Ronnie. And they're playing in a more unorthodox way. So I believe for us, that's the thing we've been doing. We don't give national team slots to people based on their past records. We go for the player who's performing at the moment at the highest level, because esports is also fast-paced. The person who was top yesterday, today may not be in the same quality. And of course, as I've said, preparations, we ensure that we get them these friendly matches against especially Southeast Asian teams, because in Southeast Asia is where mobile esports or esports is really at the peak.
Yes.
So it's good to go to test yourself against those players. Of course, in the friendly results, you may see the results sometimes that's not favorable, but the level of play and experience they're able to get by competing with these top players, it lifts them. Because you can choose friendlies against other countries where you win a lot and you see like you're on form. But when you play with top-ranked players, you are able to close that gap. You're able to learn from them. How are they selecting their squad? How are they making their decisions and things like those.
And what do you learn from the nations in East Asia who are doing so well?
So one thing that the nations in East Asia, of course, are doing well, and we have partnerships with them, is the consistency of competitions. They have got a lot of local competitions, and that is what we are replicating here. I think if you look at what we are doing now, as you compare to 3 years ago when you are coming into office, you are seeing consistency of competitions. So ensuring players at any given time are competing at every time. Secondly, also it comes to analysis and putting structure into it. It's just not about playing video games. We are now also offering our players coaching courses using international partners. So we have got, right now, the pool of talented coaches in Kenya is also increasing. In the past, we had good players and no coaches. Now we've been able to transition some of our former players into coaching. So there's a lot of analysis that is going into it. When you play friendlies with these countries, we are also networking our coaches and their coaches. So their coaches are telling them, how do you make decisions in a game? Because esports is a fast-paced game. You won't say that today I've learned this, so I'll come tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. You make the decision at the moment. You have seen the game is going this way, how do you pivot? You have to chase a game, how do you pivot? You have to control a game, how do you pivot? So I think also imparting knowledge, building the capacity of our coaches has been also something that we are seeing is giving dividends to players. Because in the past, the player was the one watching games, reviewing games. It becomes stressful for the player. But right now, the coach can come and review it together with the player when the coach has already broken down the phases of the game that they want to work on.
That's a good point of capacity building, you know, enabling the local coaches. And that was necessitated by the number, maybe the growth in number of players who are coming on, you know, taking up the esports?
Yes. And also look at the age of these players. Our oldest player in these 3 squads I'm mentioning to you is 22 years old. So you need, apart from the technical bit, you need the psychological bit. How do you tell your players to relax and recollect themselves? Maybe you have 5 group games. You have lost 1 game. You still have 4 more to win. You have 5 group games. You've won 3. Don't be overexcited. You have not finished the job. So you find things like those are what makes players perform. Because every player is skilled, but it's about the decision making. How do they handle the nerves? How do they handle the excitement when things are going well? How do they handle the disappointment when things are not going well? And for that, you need somebody around them. You need somebody to put a hand across their shoulder and show them the way. And that's what we are doing right now.
And I know that, Ronnie, there was a number of competitions that happened towards last year and up to early this year. Remember, there was an event in Kisumu. It was like a national circuit, right? What kind of options did such tournament offer you in selection and also spotting of the talent?
We launched last year the Kenya Esports Series, which for the first time is a national esports competition encompassing the 5 cities as the pillar regions. When we mean pillar regions, we mean that if we go to Kisumu, Kisumu is a pillar region for the larger Nyanza region, for the players in those areas, in those colleges, in those universities, in those homes there. So we did it across, we started in Nakuru, very good event there in partnership with the Nakuru county government, who are very supportive. We went to Eldoret in partnership with the Rupa Mall. We did a very wonderful event. We did have Kisumu in partnership with Alliance Francaise and the French Embassy. Then we went to, we did Nairobi in partnership with 82 Sports, held at Police Sacco. And finally, we finished it in Mombasa. And this was able to help us achieve the 2 objectives of this national series. Number 1 was talent identification. How do we get to the talent that cannot make it to Nairobi? How do we get to the talent when, if we do online competitions and this boy lives in Moyale and does not have the connectivity, how do we get to them? This boy lives in Kwale maybe does not have the tools to play online. So when we go closer to them, we are able to see that talent. There's a boy, for example, from Shamahoho, my village, who was able to come to the championship being held in Kisumu.
Yes.
There are people from Kapsabet. Bukhari Kasim, who's now in the national team, is a good example. He was tapped from the Eldoret series. He came all the way from Kapsabet to Eldoret, and he was able to emerge victorious. And we were able to see it as a step. Huntington Kiplagat comes from Kitale. So this competition was first to identify talent. Then secondly, to raise awareness. Because for our county associations, for example, and our grassroots teams, when they speak to partners, sometimes partners don't understand what esport is.
Yes, sure.
So Nakuru County, as a model study, we were able to bring in the county government and to bring in local institutions like Mount Kenya University and Kabarak University. And when we host this competition, they are able to see, oh, this is esport. These are young people being engaged, being given an opportunity based on their skill.
Yes.
Some are playing, some are coaching, some are commentators, and what have you.
Yes, indeed, we have a lot to speak about, but we are pressed with time, Ronnie. But maybe just quickly, a second for you, right? Just for emphasis, you know, what's happening tomorrow, Kenyans playing tomorrow, what are they chasing, at what level, at what stage is this competition?
Yeah, first of all, I invite everyone to watch it tomorrow from 7:45 p.m. on YouTube. We'll be live, eFootball Kenya. YouTube and on TikTok will be live, and Kenya will be playing in the eFootball mobile competition. We play in Pool B alongside South Africa, Morocco, Mauritius, and Libya. And I trust we'll be able to do well. Then on Wednesday, we'll go and play in the knockout. So everybody can catch that action live. Follow Esports Kenya Federation and you'll see the information there. You'll catch the action live and cheer the boys. And I know the boys will make us proud.
Thank you so much, Ronnie, for making your time and also telling us what's happening later, you know. So a million of opportunities for all those who love the console, or be it Rocket League or the e-mobile, right? So that's how we end it. Thank you so much for being part and parcel of the conversation this morning. On behalf of the Sports Check team, let's do this again next time. It's bye from me.